Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel, Lotusthesage. I'm Lotus. Thank you so much for joining me. Super happy that you're here. Today we have another pick a card, and it's a love reading. And I've separated them now, so technically you don't really have a pick a card, you just got a pile based on your own circumstance. So the S's are for my singles, which is going to be my pile 1. The I is for my in-betweeners, my situationships. If you're in a relationship or partnership that's kind of rocky or not doing well, I would suggest you go for the middle pile. Because my third pile is the partnerships in good standing. So, singles, situationships or in-betweeners, and my partnered coupled in good standing. So we are going to look at the love energies that are currently around you at this time. And let's see what spirits have to say, my beautiful collective. So I will see you at your piles, my sippers. Ciao. Okay, welcome my pile 1, my singles. All my single ladies, all my single men. Okay, I don't know what kind of mood I'm in today. All right, let's lay out your cards first. Okay, collective of pile 1, let's see what your overall arching energy is for your love energies, my singles. Before the gathering, number 29, celebration, anticipation, and event. Okay, for my singles, first I want to apologize for the jackhammering outside. If you hear that, my apologies. I have no control over that, and they start on their own times. So, I'm getting before you meet, I heard the before you meet the one or the next one. There's a gathering of information and energetic input that needs to be integrated, reviewed, and celebrated. They're saying it's leading you towards the anticipation of the big event, which is meeting this person, meeting your next love, your next beloved. Whatever it is that you're gathering and whatever energy that you're in currently, I'm really getting it's about you celebrating you right now, you being really clear about what you want, feeling great in your skin. It's self-pampering, self-love. I'm hearing get your hair done or wash your hair, have one of those spa days at home. I'm hearing exfoliating your skin, using masks, getting out into nature, getting fresh air, turning off the TV and opening a book. There's a lot of this like nurturing of the self. So whatever it may be, it is essential to use this time for joy. You deserve everything that's coming to you and all that you're desiring. So keep in that energy and that frequency to bring in or to continue to amp up the speed of this energy, love coming towards you. Because after the effort comes a reward, and soon it will be yours. Okay, let's see what the earth magic has to add. Crystals, focus. Clouds, shape-shifting. This new energy is entering your life because you've allowed your focus to shift. Shift back to yourself, shift out of the confusion and the things that just didn't make sense as to why things weren't working out or why you weren't meeting the right type of people for you or the type of energy that you would like to entertain. You have also cleared the focus and the understanding, like we said, of what type of energy you want in your life now. You've allowed yourself to give back enough to that point of spirit reciprocating and matching what you've already sent out energetically. Yeah, you're definitely moving out of the confusion. It really does feel like a sense of self-confidence that automatically changes your vibrancy on the external, that ultimately becomes the magnet for what you're wanting. Okay, let's see what the Lenormand has to add. We have the Mountain. We have the Ring. We have Death, or the Coffin, I should say. not death. And we have the birds. This is very fitting for you guys, my pile, my single pile. So as I was talking about the focus, your focus has shifted back to yourself, therefore creating clarity on what it is that you're actually wanting and desiring, which is that obstacle. That's where you were. You're going through this obstacle, this maze, to figure out what it is that's not working, why am I still single, why haven't I met somebody, why am I not attracted to anybody, etc. Whatever your reasons are for being single. You have now understood, clarified, solidified to some degree about what union means to you, about what connection means, about what contracts mean, about what longevity means, about what soul bonds mean. Hence the shape shifting and the focus have shifted for this rebirth, because you are literally changed the perspective, therefore changing the energy, therefore the frequency is changed, therefore the energetic output is going to bring in something that matches better, which comes into communication. This talks about information, this talks about gossip, this talks about chatter, this talks about small talk too. It can talk about flirting if you want, banter, charisma in a sense. So it feels like you have like a reboot is the right word, a reboot of your energy and the way that you're now communicating about what it is that you're desiring and seeking, even if it's not just like, even if it's not a literal, this is what I want, A, B, C, D, it's sort of like within conversations, you can now eloquently suss out what would actually be compatible for you when it comes to dating or friendships or whatever the case is. And I also feel like people are going to be talking about, again, celebrating your transformation in a sense. And I actually feel like before the gathering, your first card, the event is you. Like more so than the person coming in or the union coming in. It's because you have chosen yourself that now somebody else will choose you. That's the best way I can sum up what I'm being shown. Song that Spirit just put into my head, so bizarre. I've Got the Magic in Me from Pitch Perfect. I think it was the first one. Or second one, I don't remember. I've got the magic in me. Da, 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 da. I've got the magic. I don't know. I'll find the song. I don't know it fully, but that's the song that they're singing in my head right now. And I feel that's you. That's how you. I feel that's your energy. I've got this magic in me now, and this is like I was talking about, that frequency change that is emanating out of you now. It's freaking awesome. It's a very confident, self-assured, reassured type of energy. Love that. Okay, a little bit of a little boost for you. Victory and conquest. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Yes, that's exactly right. When we talked about this, the confidence in self, the mastery of yourself, you have chosen yourself. So Spirit is going to reciprocate that. Somebody who chooses you. Love that. Okay, so for all the groups, I'm just going to get this deck over here, and I'm going to get a clarifier for the very last card. That's what I'm doing for every group, just to see where this energy is progressing to, because again, this is a snapshot of where you're at today, whenever you see this, because it is a timeless reading. So keep that in mind. I'm going to take 3 cards. So first one out is frustration. Forgiveness. Nice. And sexual attraction. Which is why I say nice, is because this chatter, flirty, charisma, communication, it's like what you've been frustrated with before and why it wasn't working because you were not super clear on what it is that you were trying to have victory over or have victory with. That is a frustration, which has led to this rebirth, which is the forgiveness of the self, forgiveness of the people involved, forgiveness of your perspective prior, and about forgiveness for the fuck boys or fuck girls or the one night standers. That's part of it, part of the forgiveness. Again, sorry for this, jackhammer. And the other I'm getting is this frustration of forgiving yourself will bring in, like we talked about, this partner, this sexual attraction, the thing that the magnet that you're attracting your negative counterpart. Positive and negative is what I mean, you know, the negative counterpart to attract, to connect, excuse me. Okay, amazing. Okay, and we have 2 timing cards to close off your reading, my loves. August. And this year, this August. So this August, maybe you will have a beau, you know, let's say that. Maybe this August you will really finalize the type of wave you've been on when it comes to your romantic encounters. And finalizing the details within oneself to clarify, like we talked about, what it is that you're bringing in. And maybe this is the culmination of all of this work. You know, like they said, you're being rewarded for the work done on you. And it can be earlier than August, but since this is very clear, I'm going to say summertime. Let's just put it there. Summertime is going to be real nice, real nice, real nice. Oh, my beautiful collective of 𝗣𝗶𝗹𝗲, my singles. Don't worry about it. I don't feel like you are. I feel like your focus is exactly where it needs to be, and Spirit is going to do the work with you. So continue to be your beautiful, sexy, gorgeous self. Continue to keep working on yourself and keep emanating that beautiful soul that you are. I'm sending you so much love, my beautiful collective of my singles. Until next time, ciao. Welcome my in-betweeners or my situationships peeps. Let's lay out your cards. All right, my situationships, my in-betweeners, let's see what the spirits have to say. Athling, nobility, grace, and gratitude. Spirit is commending and also asking you to maintain the nobility in the situation and your grace and your sensibility and allowing yourself to be the observer a little bit more deliberately. Athling in this particular deck talks about sound judgment. She is not overpowered or underpowered by anybody. She handles things with diplomacy, with grace, without getting heated. Even when it is a no, it is still delivered with grace. So Spirit is wanting you to stay in a state of gratitude. Your actions be in a place of grace, and your attitude towards the situation and yourself is one of nobility. Honor yourself. Make sure the respect is also given. They're bringing me back to the phrase, heavy the head that wears the crown. But she wears her crown light. It's crystal, light energy, as you wear your heart. So continue, or a reminder to maintain or be gentle with circumstance, with yourself, and have forgiveness with grace. Allow yourself to extend your patience and dignity. Be kind, be grateful. There's a passage from the book that they want me to read. Now is the time for you to be as gracious when you say no as when you give your agreement. To never be cruel or snap and condemn simply because it would be easier to do so. She reminds us that even when under pressure, with duty and status comes great responsibility, and we must remember our blessings in order to develop our own contentment. It's feeling like Spirit is saying to give the respect back to yourself, and especially in an area or a situationship where it is taking it away from you, or you are feeling like you are compromising more than you should, or you are giving up your power for the sake of the in-between, for the sake of it not leaving, or the sake of it, or for the hope of it to be something more. So self-respect is what they said to me, and knowing you are deserving of exactly what you want. So allow yourself that grace and that space to be that emperor for yourself. Okay, let's see what the earth magic has to add. Completion, full moon. And fog veiled. I'm having two messages that are coming through. One, apologies for the construction outside. I'm sorry, I have nothing I can do about that. Second, the full moon completion is making me feel, for you, my viewer, that you have come to the completion of a particular cycle. Whether that be a repeat pattern in your own relationship dynamics or specifically in a situationship that you're in now. It's like you are finishing the old necessity you may have had on allowing people to take from you without giving back in the way that would have been sustainable and helpful and respectable. The veil has been lifted, revealing the patterns and cycles that you've allowed yourself to continue to play in because of the want for a companion. So that completion is in the putting somebody else first above you, feeling like you needed to do the sacrificing in order to get what you wanted. It is the completion of the root cause of your situationship. They actually said singledom, that's the word they used. Again, a situationship, you totally have been there, so you feel like you're technically single, like you technically are single, but your energy and effort is towards one person in particular, or maybe a couple in particular, and you're hoping for one. Like that's usually those in-betweens in my experience. Of course, please educate me if you have another, and I just haven't thought about it in this moment of channeling. Light is now being shone on the darkest parts of your relationship foibles. Some of the words that they're coming out today I don't use. It's so interesting. They said it's the completion of the poor me phase. You are now allowing yourself to step into your power, your authority and your autonomy and your worthiness of what you deserve. Because you've done the work. It feels like you have. Because it does it, especially if you're in this ethling archetype energy currently. You definitely have done the work. If you're still working up to get there, or you're being reminded to do that, then you're on your way there. But it is the completion of something. It could be the completion of this situationship too. It could be done. You might be like, I don't want this anymore. So I'm now seeing the true colors of what's happening here. This is the end of whatever this is. That's for sure. Yeah, the fog's been lifted. Okay, let's see what your Lenormand has to add. We have the mice, the cross, the key, and the woman. I'm getting a sense of boredom. Getting a sense of I'm so tired of this shit. Like that's literally what I'm hearing. I'm getting a feeling of you settling, or they're saying you settled your personality for lower energies than where your frequency naturally vibrates at. So you allowed yourself to go for, let's say, for lack of a better term, a lower version of what you actually want. Because that seems to be the only thing that may have been available to you because of the possible perspective of where you may have been before you reached this athling energy. Which is what I was talking about, this self-worth, allowing yourself to give away your power. There's a sense of knowing that you were doing that in the moment or in these things, but you're like, well, there's nothing else that's better. There's nothing coming else, or this is what it is. I can't really fight this because I still enjoy our company. I like this, so I'm just going to take the fucking crumbs. And Spirit's like, no more. No more. They want you to relieve that burden, to complete, to let go of that burden, to open the door to yourself. The key is you. the key to opening up what you're actually desiring, which is longevity, a solid, committed partner. Or partners, however you choose to use intimacy in your life. Sorry, use romantic intimacy in your life. And if you're looking at these fairies here, this one on top of this rock above the mice, this one on top of this mound with this cross behind. This fairy about to open the door is the energy that I'm getting, but her, I know you can't really tell this, but the vibe of her face to me is looking at this girl over here, well, this fairy, of this boredom, of this burden, of this hassle, but it's a part of your journey. You know, this is why it's a completion now, the completion of the cycle. And there's like a hesitancy, almost slightly, I'm getting from this key card of, am I really ready to open this door, to unlock what I'm really wanting? Because we attract what we are, in a sense. So if you even felt mentally that you were not up to par or not good enough for the type of partner or personality that you wanted in your life, and that means that you were vibrating at a lower frequency when it came to what you thought you were deserving of or worthy of. And Spirit is like, no, my darling. You've done this cycle. Let's fuck this noise over. Let's let it go. Open the door to you, my love. Open the door to you. Okay, let's see what your botanical has to give you a little prompt or some boost. Peony, prosperity and compassion. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than on having what you want. Exactly. Wanting what you have instead of having what you want. Yeah, and this is not what you want. And what you've been having has not been a match for you, so it doesn't work. But what's coming in for you is this reminder. Prosperity and compassion is who you are. It's a part of your nature. But it depends on, do you really, really connect with these people? Probably not. It could have been good sex at one point. One of them could be good conversation. One could just be good company. The point is, Spirit is asking you to choose you. All right, my situationship peoples. It doesn't feel like, in other words, like it doesn't feel like it's the best or greatest of situations, and it feels like you are definitely in the dark 9 times out of 10. So Spirit's like, no more. We don't need to go through this cycle already. You've learned what you needed to learn. Diplomatically also. Bow out graciously. Okay, I'm going to get some clarifiers. Excuse me, I'm going to get a clarifier for the last card. I'm doing this for every pile, just on the last card, to see where the energies might be moving towards. Okay. So I'm taking this woman as my viewer, regardless of your gender. This is my clairant who's watching. So step into your power. Yeah, the inspiration. Wow, you got a double key confirmation. Yeah, look at that. Key. You are the inspiration. You've been inspired, in a sense, by what has transpired for you to figure out, this is not for me. Yeah, frustration. Yeah, it is frustrating. I get it. I know how understanding this is frustrating. Even understanding about yourself, understanding that you may have settled for something, understanding that it had more to do with my personal view of myself and what I was attracting as opposed to what I actually got. It's because it just the energy in the universe reciprocates what we put out. So even if we think that this person was the most fucked up, in some essence, you view yourself in some way that that's what you deserved. I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to call you out either, but this is something I have learned from experience, why I can talk about it so easily and candidly, because I've moved through this energy. So do not give up your power. Remember, you are what is important in this scenario, and how you choose to give. Generosity, inspiration, frustration from your own generosity. Yeah, you were inspired to give because that's who you are, like we talked about. Compassionate, prosperous, loving, graceful, noble, kind, and you're frustrated because that's all you've shown. I've only shown kindness, I've only shown goodness, I've only shown generosity. Now wait a second, why the fuck am I frustrated? Because I'm giving it out, not getting it back. Because they're giving it to somebody else, or energies all dispersed in all different directions, and I feel like I'm getting depleted here. So Spirit's saying, give the generosity back to yourself, release the frustrations, and step into your power, my loves. Okay, last two cards. Let's get some timing. Wow. Full moon twice. Hey, next full moon. So we just had a full moon on the 18th. The new moon's on the 3rd or 2nd of April. So it's probably like mid-April is when that next full moon will be. I can't remember at the moment, but I will double check. So yeah, next full moon is going to be a thing for you. Maybe things will be revealed. Maybe you'll finalize things and complete and cut things off. Maybe there'll be a turning of events or an understanding of perspectives. Either way, something's happening. And patience required. Well, there you go. Patience is required for this transition, for either the full, like we said, the full completion of this cycle. And next full moon, that's within 3 weeks, you know, 3 to 4 weeks, within the month. That's it, my friends, within the month. There's going to be a shift for you. And I personally feel that it's more of an internal shift that eventually transforms your outer world naturally as it does. Okay, my beautiful collective of piled 2, or my situationships, my in-betweeners. I hope this gave you some insight on what you need to do when it comes to the situationship as opposed to what the dynamic is, because you already know what that is. This is just giving you the advice on how you should maintain your character, how you should come out, how you can't come out unscathed, or the least amount of injury, emotional injury, exiting the situation because your clarity is, and your insight has become crystal clear and very transparent as to what you must do. Okay, my beautiful collective, I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Until next time, sending you so much love. Ciao. Welcome, my partners or my coupled peeps, for your love reading for the next next little bit. All right, my partners or coupled peeps, let's see what's going on with you. Jura, healer, nourishment, and nurture. That's lovely. I just want to apologize for the construction happening outside. I have no control over that. My apologies. I will try to pause and mute out those, cut out those parts where it's a little intrusive, too intrusive. I'm having a feeling that my coupled peeps, there's been a new sense or an invigoration within your connection. I'm feeling there's a replenishment back to the spark or to the time and effort given towards each other. The attention and listening is what I'm hearing. It's more attentive, actively listening to each other. That's awesome. Maybe you guys have started a new health kick or a health regime, maybe eating better, maybe cooking more at home, maybe exercising, maybe more mindful movements towards each other in general. There's a reminder or advice to like removing or culling anything or anyone who would not allow you to support yourself through what must be done or what needs to be done within this dynamic. It feels like there's a devotion to the healing of the relationship or the healing or of the self personally that makes the relationship better. Either way, it feels very full, very inviting, and very abundant is what I'm getting. Okay. Then we have rain, purification. Similar feeling that I was getting when it comes to this like revitalization or a reinvigoration of something, which is again purifying with food, exercise, health, mind, relationship. There's a purification with happening right now is what I'm feeling. Currently when you watch this, because this reading is timeless. Wow. Lake. Stillness. Talk about rain, hey, or water in particular for you guys. So maybe you need to be drinking more water. I'm hearing alkaline water, glass bottles, no plastic. That was a random message. But what I'm getting here is, like, again, there is this stillness within the relationship in the best sense of the word where, like I said, there's this calmness, there's an active listening, there is a cleansing of what wasn't working, what needed more attention. And now there is stillness and pause for there to be change, for there to be this purification, for there to be this nourishment and nurture and healing of what is and what can be better. All right, let's see what Lenormand has to add. The snake. the anchor, the man. Nice. And the sun. That's amazing. I'm hearing the things that were misleading or misguiding this connection have been purified and cleansed. Any interference, any adultery, or any emotional cheating, or like I'm getting like almost like a slyness of withholding information and feeling like sneaking around. That's sort of what I'm getting. This also talks about timing and temptation and knowing when to act. So it feels like, again, the stillness has allowed for the space to be to be purified, which means you knew when to act or when things needed to get changed. There was a right timing involved of when things were addressed or how things are being addressed. So then, with all of this being out in the open and cleansed and purified, you are now anchoring in what it is that is happening in your life now, which is the healing, the nurturing, the purification, the mindfulness, the self-love, all of that. I mean, couples therapy, whatever the case is, new ways forward are now being implemented for a better connection with your masculine, if you are female energy, or if you just prefer the male sex or prefer appendages. Either way, there is this, your partner is what I'm getting. It's your partner. My viewer, this is you, this is your partner. So it feels like this masculine energy, or, like I said, just the partner. This is what's being solidified. How do we move forward to keep us in sun, to keep us in the sun, to keep us lit, revitalized, energized, the spark relit, the spark stay lit, to keep the spark lit. Wow. And also, I'm also hearing that if this has nothing to do with cheating at all, and this was just doubts, like doubts about what this person may have been doing because there was no communication or the talking wasn't there, the time, the effort wasn't there, there was room for speculation and assumptions. That's also what I'm getting if it had nothing to do with actual cheating, because you would know this. I'm not telling you something you wouldn't have known. You know, so it could just be about the doubt, the speculation, the assumptions, because there was not time, there was no purification, there was no stillness within it, there's no nourishment, you know? And now that you've addressed this, or you both have addressed this, or it is going to be addressed, it is going to solidify and anchor in what it is that you guys need to do moving forward to maintain the sun energy. Maintain this relationship staying in the light. Nice. Okay. Some boosts from the botanicals. Dahlia, yep, dignity. A wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. Confucius. And that's what I'm getting from your energy, my viewer. Dignity and a conscious sense of pride. That is what I'm feeling, my partners, people, my viewer. You have so much dignity, and you've released the pride behind it for there to be healing. You know, for there to be the spark to be relit, for there to be a new dawn. Okay, so for every pile, I'm doing a clarifier for the very last card, just to see where the energies might be progressing to, or what might be the possible trajectory of where this energy is heading to. Remember, this is a snapshot of where you are now, because this is a timeless reading. So this is just going to give us... Oh, nice! Look at that! How beautiful is that? Love. Oops, sorry. Love. Wow. Beautiful. You guys got some great cards. Growth. And secrets. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying. So that's exactly what I'm saying. So it might be more of the doubt that was plaguing this relationship, and the lack of time and effort and communication, if I'm honest, or more so active listening. So those secrets, like I said, sneaking around in the dark, something like that, and something along those lines, that has come to an end. It's done. Like, it's done. The love is being re-blossomed, re-bloomed. It's growing again, and no longer having secrets between the two of you again, we all have our own secrets, and we all need a little bit of secrets, but I mean, secrets that are detrimental to a relationship, you know, not just personal secrets. That's my opinion. I know some people object to that, but everybody needs their own mystery, you know? You got to, in my opinion. So, that's the energy that I'm feeling. Like, it's a really nice progression. Like, you have nothing to worry about moving forward as long as this has been addressed already. If it hasn't, then this is your advice to address it, purify it, cleanse it. Okay, last cards, some timing. Next year. And then next month. That's hilarious. So I'm going to say from within a month to a year, let's say within this month, excuse me, I'm getting this could be next month, of course, where things are solidified. It could be next year. That feels a little bit long if I'm honest, but I'm getting there's a possibility that next month, I'm filming this in March, so next month would be April. So maybe next April, I feel like there might be, it feels like if it's next year, it feels like there is possibly something next year in April, like because we're in the astrological new year, do you know? So maybe it's that next month, next new year, which is April, next astrological new year will be maybe like a solidifying, or like we said, a stabilizing of all of the stuff that's being done now. You know, the purification, the stillness, the secrets being revealed, the growth, the anchoring down, the communication, all of this naturally it takes time. Changing the mental health, changing your eating habits, or being more mindful of all that stuff, it takes time. You know, so all of this is what is leading you to all of this time is going to be what is leading you to this growth, this love, you know? It does feel long for me, but it does make sense still when it comes to the timing of how we process as humans, how that really integrates into our system, and how we end up transmuting that energy in our everyday life. Oh, my beautiful collective of Pile 3, or my partners and coupled people, I hope that was helpful for you, and gave you some insight into what the dynamic is or what's happening, or some advice on how to move forward and what's happening in your current relationship. I hope I get a chance to read for you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sending you so much love. This is Lotus. Ciao.